Imagine you're in a different country that is speaking over 40 to 70 languages, 65 tribes recognized by the government. Now, if you know the story in the Bible, the story of the Tower of Babel, where people are speaking one language, and they decided to construct a tower that could reach God. So because they were so determined, the one language united them, God decided to confuse them and gave each one of them a different language, so communication was lost. Now imagine you're in such a situation. The same case with my country. How do we survive? How do we make it? How do we get to communicate with each other by these different languages in our country? Welcome to Uganda, the pearl of Africa. Imagine you are staying in Uganda. Imagine you're in a school that is where everyone is speaking a different language. You're in a workplace where everyone is speaking a different language. Well, that is the reality in my country. 65 tribes, over 40 to 70 active tribes in my country are spoken. Welcome to Uganda once again. This is your girl Natuna J. Alson from Uganda, teaching you more about my country, about my culture, bringing to you more about the tourism sites in my country, and uplifting our faith because I'm a Christian girl. Praise the Lord. Stay tuned. Don't go any further as I tell you more about my country. So we have tribes from the west, from the south, from the east, from the north, and from the central. And one of the largest tribes in our country is the Uganda tribe. It consists of 16.5% to 17% in this country. Does that mean Baganda give birth so much? But the saying goes on to say that Bachiga give birth a lot, because in the region it is a bit cold. It is a bit cold in the west compared to the central. So I don't know why Uganda is the largest tribe in the country. How do we communicate with all the 40 to 71 active languages in this country? This is how we come together. English brings us together. You know that Uganda was colonized by the British. So when these guys colonized us, they introduced their language to us. That is the English language. That is where Uganda is first African country that speaks English. Like, it's the topmost. It is the first to speak English. Not the first to speak English, but the best. Yes, it is the best when it comes to speaking English, because we were colonized by the British. So because of these many languages we have in our country, English brings us together. At school we learn in English, in the hospitals we use English, in our classes we use English, even in our homes today most of us use English, because at school it is what we speak. They can us to speak English. If you speak your local language, you get canes. Why are you speaking vernacular? You're supposed to speak English. You're not allowed to use vernacular back in school. So that is where you find us. Even in our homes we are using English. And also, if you happen to marry a different language, a different tribe, for example, I'm a Mugungu, my dad is a Mugungu, my mom is a Minyankole. These are two different tribes, though they are Bantu. Both of them are from the same ethnic group, the Bantu group. There are some words that are similar. So the two married each other, they can end up using English most of the time, since they don't understand each other. So me, I'm a Mugongo, stroke now Munyankole. Now I have two tribes in me, my dad's tribe and my mom's tribe. And then I'm married to Amukonjo. Amukonjo. Now, Lukonjo, they call it Lukonzo, is also in the Bantu group. But it is a bit hard. Like, I don't understand it. It is a bit hard that whether they speak it or whether they speak that language is a bit hard. So me and my husband end up using English most of the times. We speak to our children in English because it is the language that unites both of us. That is English. Unites me and my husband. So you find that some children grow up speaking English. For example, now if a Bantu speaking person marries a Nilotic speaking person, a Bantu cannot hear what a Nilotic is saying unless you take time to learn Acholi. You take time to learn Langi. So the best language that can bring the two tribes together is English. English brings us together. So with Luganda being the largest tribe in a country, you find that Luganda is still the largest spoken tribe in this country. The fact that it is from the central which also has the capital city of Uganda, you find that most people learn it so easily. And the fact that the best schools are from the central, the universities are in the central. Our parents send us to study in the central, to study in the city, so that we study in good schools. You find their children speaking Luganda, so you end up learning the language. For example, me and my siblings, my brothers and my sisters, we studied from the central. When we were young, our parents took us in primary school, which took us there in the central, and we studied there in boarding school. I was in primary 3. I think I was 9 years. So they took us there. I was either 9 or 10. They took us there to study. It was automatic. As a child, I had to learn Luganda. So now, I'm a very good speaker of Luganda. Now, in our home, because we are studying in the central, all of us, you'll find us speaking Luganda. We speak Luganda. We speak Runyoro. Now, why do we speak Runyoro? Because yet we are not Banyoro. It's because we stay in Bunyoro. My dad who is a Mugungu, left his father's home, Bulisa district. You get to know all the things. Left his father's home, decided to construct his home in another district. They are neighboring districts, Masindi and Bulisa. From Bulisa, he constructed his own district in Masindi, which is dominated by Banyoro, and there we grew up there, so we also speak Runyoro. So it makes us Banyoro by location, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, Bagungu and Banyoro they are related. They are kind of related, yes. Because if Amnyoro is speaking, Amgungu will hear. If Amgungu is speaking, Amnyoro will hear. And they are also from the Bantu group. So I'm Nyoro, I'm Nyankole, I'm Gungu. I'm 3 tribes. And now my children are going to speak Luganda, they are going to speak Lukonjo, they are going to speak Runyoro. I mean, they have to learn all those tribes, because at one time they are living with me. At a certain point in time, I'm going to take them to visit their grandparents in Masindi. At a certain point in time, I'm going to take them to visit their grandparents in Kasese, where the Bakonjo come from. So they must know all those languages. You see the hassle of being in my country. It is hard for one person. Like it is hard to not hard. Actually, it's rare to find a person who knows only one language, except if that person has not grown in the country. But if you've stayed in the country for some time, you would know at least more than one language. First, you would know English, because that is what we we used to learn at school. Secondly, you would know the language your mother talks. You too. If I speak to my children in Runyoro, my son knows Runyoro because I speak to him in Runyoro, and we also speak to him in English. Now he's learning Luganda because we are in the central. So he's learning Luganda. And there is a time we lived in Fort Portal where they speak Rutoro when he was 1 to 2 years. So he was starting to pick Rutoro. You know, kids pick very fast. So that's it. In my country, one person could be knowing over 5 languages, and it's not even hard. If only we could add the international languages. I mean, if I can add Spanish, French, you know, I would be linguistic. And that is what I want for my children, to speak Chinese, to speak Spanish, to speak French, you know, because it's so easy to learn languages when you're young. So that is the chaos in my country. 40 to 70 actively spoken languages are in this country, Uganda. No wonder it's called the Pearl of Africa. There is a lot of things that makes it the Pearl of Africa, but there's so many languages make it the Pearl of Africa also. So thank you for listening in, and thank you for watching, and please remember to subscribe so that you can grow my channel. Remember to subscribe, yes, so that we can grow, so that I can, you know, I can travel more. You know, you can't travel without finances. I can travel more around my country and show you the different places. I show you the different trades. I show you the different cultures. I can only do that if my channel grows. Anyways, thank you for watching. Bye bye. I love you.